any of you that ever wondered what my car looks like, it basically looks just like this. Those of you who are wondering why I'm sitting in my car, it's because there's a bunch of girls in my house making a bunch of noise, and I just clicked on ESPN and found out that Randy Moss has been traded back to the Minnesota Vikings. Oh boy, guys, doesn't this just change everything? Changes everything for the Patriots, changes everything for the Vikings. Let me talk about the Patriots first. A third-round draft pick? Are you kidding me? Randy Moss is not worth anywhere near a third-round draft pick. You should have at least gotten a second-round draft pick for him. Yeah, I know that Randy Moss isn't as productive this season as he has been in the seasons past, and I know that Randy Moss desperately wanted out of New England after that, I believe it was the Cincinnati game, first game of the year, which they actually won, and he came on after the game, after the press conference, and said that it would be his last season, and he didn't seem too happy about being a Patriot at the time. But still, Randy Moss is at least worth a second-round draft pick, if not a first-round draft pick. And as far as the Patriots' offense is concerned, I think this is going to hurt a little bit. Now, I know the Patriots still have great wide receivers, such as Wes Walker. I know they have the great tight ends. I have 3 great tight ends, actually. They even have a formation where they put in 3 great tight ends. And all 4 of these players are good at doing what? Working the middle of the field. Now, Randy Moss was good for this team because he did what? Extended the field. He brought that free safety down the field, and he brought that corner down the field, which enabled Wes Walker to be able to go underneath every time and get those little slant patterns and get those little inside crosses that Tom Brady was so good at hitting. So I think this is going to affect the Patriots. Now, I think the Patriots are still going to be, roughly like a 9-7 team. I think they're going to be in the playoff hunt. I think they need to worry more about their defense than their offense. I think their offense will actually be all right, but I think this is going to affect their offense a little bit. There's guys on ESPN who say, Teddy Bruschi actually said that he thinks this is going to help the Patriots more than hurt the Patriots. I say no way. Randy Moss is a Hall of Fame receiver. He may not be in the prime of his career right now, but he was still making plays. I know he didn't make any plays in that Monday night game against the Dolphins, which they won, but he's still getting covered. He's still getting double covered, and he's still bringing those defenders down the field so everybody else could go underneath and get the easy catches and get, move the yards and play control football. Now for the Vikings. I think this is going to help Brett Favre out a shit ton. Let's not forget, Brett Favre is 40 years old. Brett Favre is an old-ass motherfucker, and every weapon that he can get is going to help him. Now, yes, I know the Vikings have Sidney Rice and Percy Harvin and Bernard Berrian, but none of these guys, maybe Percy Harvin, he's only in his second year in his career, maybe he could get into Hall of Fame potential, but Bernard Berrian and Sidney Rice, nothing compared to Randy Moss. And Randy Moss is going to stretch this field like none of those wide receivers can do. And believe me, he's going to make Sidney Rice, Bernard Berrian, and Percy Harvin all that much better just because he's on the field, just because he's out there taking the best corner, taking Darrelle Revis off the field and making him cover Randy Moss. So I think this is going to help the Vikings a shit ton. The Vikings are 1-2 right now, too. So I think that they're going to really break out of that and start winning football games. That's all I got to pretty much say for now. I was going to do a Major League Baseball playoff prediction video, but I think I'm just going to hold off and do that for the championship series. So, tell me what you think. Randy Moss is back as a Viking. Later, guys.